coming out of the darkness and into the light. We are broadcasting live from Milton, Pennsylvania. And yes, this is the nearly famous CB show. And now here are the stars of the show, Chris Patton and Brandon Kozer.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
You must know we were back together. Big crowd.
They filled it up today.
Wow. Hey, nice to see you again, yeah?
So,
yeah, well, good. We're back. It's been, what, 3 or 4 weeks?
3 or 4 weeks we've been riding solo here. Busy. You've been busy. I've been busy. Been in and out. But duty calls, we got to do it.
That's right. So what have you been, as far as the safety man, what have you been up to there?
Safety man has been cruising around with Curtis, checking out warehouses and stuff, make sure everybody's up to snuff there.
Everybody staying safe?
Yes, very good. Months ago we had a seatbelt issue.
Yeah.
That seems to be gone. So, it's nice to get the feedback from some of the forklift drivers and just the workers and some of the leads and managers and everything like that. So
gotta wear that seatbelt.
Gotta wear the seatbelt.
You do.
No matter what you're doing, car,
forklift,
anything.
Safety first.
Safety first, always. So how about you? What have you been doing?
Not much. Well, you'll know what I'll be doing here shortly. But yeah,
okay.
I guess on a personal level, been had a couple of days off here and there.
Summers are ending.
Summers are ending.
Back
to school.
Yeah.
That's a big safety tip. I mean, I know we don't have.
We talked about the buses before, and I actually thought about it here earlier this week that a lot of the local schools are back this week. So we'll just add that as an extra safety tip this week. That be not only about just for the buses, but it's crazy when you see these kids that they think they can stand on the road while they're waiting for the bus. So make sure we're alert, especially going through towns and stuff where the buses are going to be stopped for all those kids that are running around and where they shouldn't be. So, but no.
I know you had. I'm excited, but you this week you ran into one of our biggest fans.
I ran into a huge fan up in Hazelton. Brian flagged me down. He was one of the forklift drivers up there, and he's like, "Hey, my wife and I wanted to give you this book, and so it goes right along with our dad jokes. And this one is actually $1 Million Laughs. It's a book of funny money jokes.
Okay.
So I'll share one here real quick that I actually liked. I was reading it on the way home. And I was reading them to Curtis. What do you call a pig that won the lottery? You like that one?
I do. I like this. Put this in my dad joke journal.
You call him filthy rich.
The pig that wins the lottery.
I like it. Again, Brian, appreciate it. I appreciate the thought and the fact that you held on to it because I know nobody knew I was coming up to Hazelton, so that you had it there for me. Definitely thank you for that. It definitely it brings a different perspective when, like we've always talked about with the comments and stuff, may not always be there, but it's always interesting. I was up in Muncie, and they said, hey, when are you going to come up here and do something up here? So I told them in the near future we'll be up there to do some recording, maybe some interviews up there with Tony and Granite up there. But it's always nice to see that people are still following, people are still watching, and it's meaningful. I also had Julie from PW. Yeah. She commented on my safety tip from last week. She's like, what's that?
We love feedback.
Oh, great feedback.
I know Katie gives us a lot of feedback. I saw Katie likes your tan.
She does like my tan, apparently. And I guess I'm sitting high enough now.
Yeah, I'm a really big critic on it.
Like the feedback. So it's like, and the face-to-face feedback is always good. Yeah. So a good shout out to these guys. Appreciate your following and everything like that. Keep everything coming. So, well, I know that you have.
This week, there's a rare occasion.
Well, let's do the weekly update real quick.
Oh, and then I'm so excited.
We'll do the rare find.
Hey, one thing, I put that joke in there, and I'm thinking, when we're long gone, this would be maybe worth something. All these dad jokes.
It'd be like,
from the CB show.
Maybe
dad
we can
jokes.
bury it in a time capsule. All right, let's get into our favorite segment,
the weekly update.
So, good class this week. We actually had some returning drivers, which is nice. It's always nice to see. But this week from Virginia, we had Jason, Walter, and Chester, and then from New York, we had Charlene.
Yep.
We had Rob from PA, and from Jersey, please don't be offended. I'm going to butcher your name. Millicar, I believe, from New Jersey. So want to welcome everybody. Appreciate giving us the opportunity. Another week together, no DOT reportables and no lost time injuries. So again, as we had a little struggle there a week or so ago, we bounced back like I knew we could. So keep up the great work, guys and girls, and
take your time, be safe.
Always be aware of your surroundings.
You know your surroundings.
That's right.
Stay off that cell phone.
Off the cell phone.
That goes for passenger vehicles too.
That goes for everybody driving.
Yes.
Especially you ones out there that have the young kids driving nowadays.
Right.
So I mean, I don't want to hold you back anymore.
No.
And I know it's pretty in depth.
I did,
it's a
man.
long,
Did I?
so
There's yet the rare occasion that I have a thought.
Wow.
Then I have a deep thought.
And this week is.
I did.
It's a good timing. It's a good
Yeah.
timing for the thought.
Like,
It makes sense why you have the
Yeah,
thought.
might as well take advantage of the thought.
Right.
Show it to everybody.
So
There you go.
Oh no, it's health insurance renewal time. With all these choices at the Patent Logistics Group, what plan is best for me and my family?
So what a great question. With all these options, which insurance plan is best for me? And you might be asking that for yourself and your family. So I'm hoping today that I can kind of give you an idea. You may have received my text message a week ago regarding some information regarding our plan designs. But I thought today I'd take the opportunity to maybe give you a little bit more in-depth, idea of our plan choices here and try to help you make a choice that fits both you and your family. So as you know here, we have 3 plan designs. We have an incentive plan, we have a value plan, and we have a buy-up plan. Within those plans, we have 2 network providers. First being ELAP and second Highmark. So I'm going to give you a little bit, let's talk about the network providers and the differences between the two. ELAP is a reference-based pricing model. So what that means is they set a price through Medicare for the services at the hospital. So they're basically dictating to the hospitals that they're going to base their payment off of Medicare pricing. While Highmark is contracted, so they set pricing with the hospital systems for those services beforehand. Before you even have that service done, there's already a set payment that the Highmark is going to compensate the hospital system for. The Highmark option comes at a higher cost to us as a company and you as an individual, while the ELAP model, because it is a lower price option, comes at a lower price to the company and a lower cost to you as an employee. But with the ELAP, I'll be upfront with that. Some hospital networks aren't too kind to that model and will push back a bit. We've seen that honestly very little. Locally, there's one hospital system that does push back a little bit on that. But overall, it's been a great success when we introduced that 2 years ago with our organization. So let's get into what may be the best plan for you or give you a better understanding of how these plans work. First, the plan designs are not any different. There's no difference in coverage, and what I mean by that. You're not getting better coverage because you're in a buy-up plan versus the value plan. So I know a lot of people will say, I'll just take the middle plan, which is the value plan, because maybe I'm getting just a little bit better coverage than the incentive, but not as good as the buy-up. I'm content with the value. And it's actually the plans that it has nothing to do with the coverage as far as that you're getting. It's just how funds are allocated to pay for those services. So here's a couple examples, and I thought let's talk about you as an employee, what you're going to pay to the plans each year. So with that said, so the ELAP plan, like I said, has the lowest cost contribution. I'm talking singles here, but this runs, of course, through family as well. But it's easier just to kind of go through a single plan as well. So you'll see here an HSA incentive ELAP plan. The employee contribution is $1,040. The Highmark plan $1,768. The value plan $1,976 per year. The high mark, $2,756 for the value. The buy-up, $3,952 for the ELAP versus $5,044 for the high mark. So what does that mean? I guess you'll look at that and you'll say, well, why is the difference in the pricing between an incentive versus the buy-up high mark? And it all comes to the fact that the high mark incentive has a higher deductible than the buy-up and the high mark, the buy-up plan for the high mark. So it's all about the deductible. What's unique about our buy-up plan, so this is important, it's unique to us, it's unique to other companies, the industry. It has 0% co-insurance. That's the key to that. And that's really what's driving that cost per week to an employee and us as an organization, is because there's 0% co-insurance. So once you meet your deductible, in normal plans, in most typical plans, you are responsible for the difference between your deductible amount and the plan the difference out of pocket expense remaining for that procedure. So if you have a $10,000 procedure and you have a $2,000 deductible, that is the deductible amount in the buy-up plan, there's an $8,000 gap. You're responsible for 20% co-insurance in most plans on that. But in our plan, in the buy-up plan, there is no co-insurance. So that's key, and that's the reason that plan per week is higher, because of that 0% co-insurance. So with that said, why may I choose that buy-up plan? There's several reasons, but maybe you have medical needs this upcoming year. You're going to have some procedures. Why pay later versus pay now? Pay per week, so you don't have to pay these big insurance bills later. That might be one way. Some people, a sense of security, knowing I'm paying it now, so I don't have to pay later. That's the way they budget. They can budget by taking it out of their paycheck. So that's the reason for that plan. And again, no difference in coverage just because it says a buy-up. You're going to get the same quality coverage that your health providers. It's just a matter of how the funds are allocated. So let's talk about value plan. A value plan, I talked about that co-insurance. The value plan, pay less now, pay less out of your paycheck each week versus pay more later. And that's true in this plan because you have a 20% co-insurance. So one cool thing this year, we have lowered the value plan's deductible from $3,000 to $2,500 for singles. So there's a $500 less on the deductible amount. However, if you have that $10,000 procedure like I described earlier, and you have a $7,500 gap in there, you are responsible for 20% of that, or $1,500, right? So that's really a difference. In your traditional PPO plans, you have co-pays within that plan. So you go to a doctor visit, you will have a copay. You will have a copay on your prescriptions. Okay. The key on that, the value plan has a max out of pocket for $6,500, and the buy-up has a max out of pocket for $5,000. So again, it's either you pay now, through your paycheck on a weekly contribution, or you pay later potentially on the through the out-of-pocket expenses through the co-insurance. So the other thing is the risk reward. Maybe you can look at your history and say, hey, I haven't had much going on. I'll take a chance this year. I'm going to go into that value plan, save a little money out of my paycheck each week to be in there. But again, you have to look at your individual, and your family's, health and where you are in the spectrum of that, and make a decision based off that. So let's go talk about HSA incentive, qualified high deductible HSA plan we have here to offer. So much lower cost per week, higher deductible. In the HSA plan, you will have a $4,000 deductible within that plan. Now, the key to that is the company is contributing to that plan on a quarterly basis. So if for a single, you get $250 deposited into your HSA account. That's pretty significant. And you also, as an employee, can contribute pre-tax dollars into your HSA plan. So personally, I have this plan. I have the HSA incentive plan. This works for me and my family. I'm not saying it's a recommendation for you, but it works for my family and where we are in our health journey. But I'm paying less now to potentially pay a little bit more later. But what's happened here for me is I'm building a savings account almost, because as my family, we don't have many instances where we have to utilize the health coverages. So I'm putting this money away pre-tax. A lot of financial experts will say that the HSA is actually a better financial tool than a 401k. But if you can use both of them, which we have the option here to do, it's a great way to save. Again, if you can save pre-tax, and the reason being, you can put pre-tax dollars into the HSA. The money that's, while it's in the account, grows through investing, will grow tax-free, and as long as you use it for a qualified medical expense, it's tax-free. So again, it's pretty cool savings tool for me. I like to put money away, that way I know I have it. If I don't, I used to have a tendency to spend it. I'm sure there's other ones that can relate to that, but again, your annual contribution is much lower in this plan, but you have a higher deductible, but it's a savings tool, so you have to look at it that way. I know I've been in it for 2 years now, and the first year I didn't utilize the plan, so that money the company was contributing along with what I was contributing was just growing my balance. Now I did in year 2, I had to utilize it, but it was very nice because I just used my debit card and I just paid for my services. One thing I will say, there is no co-pays in the HSA plan. So if you go to and have a script filled on you're going to go to the pharmacy, they're going to fill your script, they're going to say, hey, that script's worth $500. There is no copay, and people sometimes don't understand that, where you're going to pay the upfront cost. Now that goes towards your deductible amount. It's going to hit you at the beginning on that deductible. That's the way that plan works. So again, we have 6 plan choices. Again, the ELAP model, there's a balanced bill, but lower cost to the employee, lower cost to the company, versus a Highmark, your traditional PPO plan. Pretty easy, straightforward, accepted everywhere. There's no systems that deny coverage with a Highmark plan. But again, lower cost with the ELAP versus the Highmark. But again, 6 choices: buy up, value, incentive, all for the same coverages. You're not getting any better coverage because you're in one or the other. It's just a matter of how the funds are allocated and payment is made. It's take risks, reward, pay now, pay later. It gives you this choice. So look at yourself, look at your family, and say, hey, here's where I am in my health journey. Here's what I expect to happen. And make a good decision based off that. I will say, I'll give you a couple scenarios that I did. And for instance, I use it. Let's say you have $20,000 bill charges to you. Again, you'll see here in medical discount for an ELAP plan, and I'm going to look at the incentive plan, is $14,000 versus the Highmark $17,000. So you can see that how that $14,000 versus $17,000 works. The ELAP is negotiating or funding a much lower price than a Highmark contract price. So that's where it starts. Then you have your deductible share. You're responsible for $4,000. You have a balance remaining, $10,000, $13,000. Co-insurance kicks in, so you have $2,000, $2,600, and your total out-of-pocket cost $6,000. Contribution amount less the company contribution. So you can see at the bottom, you have $6,040 versus $73.68 on that $20,000 claim. Now I ran that across. You'd look at the ELAP plan and versus the Highmark value plan, and you can see your cost is higher, $67.76, $81.56. So it's higher than the incentive plan. But here's the cool thing: the buy-up plan, like I said, is pay now, pay later. This is the pay now. You pay weekly. Look at what your total cost is of that claim: $5,952 or $7,044 if you're in the high mark plan. So again, you're going to pay more in the buy-up plan versus the value plan. I keep reiterating that point because I think it's important. But understand, and most plan designs will have a 20% coinsurance, just like our value and incentive do. That buy-up plan does not. So think about that as you make this decision of where you are and look at where you are in your health journey. And I think you can make great decisions. We're proud of the fact that we offer so many choices. There's going to be more educational tools coming out. We're going to have some seminars. We're going to have virtual meetings, and if you want to learn more. But I think today, I hope today that I gave you a pretty good idea of how these plan designs work and allow you to think about where you and your family are on your health journey to make a great decision here in the middle of September when open enrollment occurs. So hopefully that was a great thought of the week, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Listen,
Man,
man, it was long, but it's informative.
Yeah.
And it's important. I mean, it's our health, it's our
You're
family.
making decisions.
Right.
Financial, and health decisions. And, I guess what you'd say is our goal here is to offer quality, health insurance at an affordable price. And again, I'm going to go back to we have a lot of choices. So that's why I wanted to give as much information when we're making these choices, because there's plans that may not be the plan for you.
Correct. Not every plan is a plan for everybody. So you have to
it depends where you
customize
are in your health journey and how much risk reward you're looking for. So again, it's a long video, long thought, but hey, go back,
Save it.
hit pause,
Pause,
There's
read
some,
up things.
There's some charts in there and stuff. So
And if you still don't understand, reach out.
yeah, exactly. You got you can reach out to me. You got Lynn at Watsontown. You got Julie and Kristen at PW. So
Correct.
we'll all try to give it a stab at it and help you. But open enrollment, just so everybody's aware, don't freak out. It's not till 9/12. There's gonna be some more meetings and some more information coming out. So it's just very important.
It's just kind of get that, get that in there, get started for you to start thinking about it. It's a good heads up notice, and try to get a plan ahead so that way you don't feel rushed and that you need to make a quick decision.
Yep.
Very important. Very important. So thank you for that, Chris.
Absolutely.
It's a great thought.
Yeah. Well, when you come around, you gotta take care.
That's right. Put them on display. So, I guess I should wrap it up.
We're good.
Without our sponsors,
Couldn't do it.
without you guys, but definitely PW, Patent Warehousing, or PL, Patent Warehousing, Wattstown Truck and Patent Logistics. Thanks, everybody. So, good support.
Yeah.
And,
Thank our customers.
hey, this
Thank
week,
our customers.
this
Our
week,
customers. Yeah.
Thanks, customers. This week,
Can't do without them.
kicking off some football, high school football.
High school football.
So, safe in the travels. Good luck to all the home teams. Go Ironmen. Go Rams.
There we go. Go Panthers.
Go Panthers. We'll see.
All right, by the way, until next week, take care.
Be safe.